Hello, everyone. Welcome to TGIF number 17. Today, we are broadcasting live from San Diego, USA at the NeurIPS conference. We're in the middle of a Covenant Labs World Tour. Given we are so far ahead, we're like a year ahead of where we had estimated it would be with regards to research. So it's time to take this baby from the labs to the world. So when London at the DEI conference, we had our papers there, and now we are the only Bittensor subnet to have not one, but two papers enter into a workshop. So it's been very interesting. We get to meet different partners. We get to see how people outside the ecosystem do well. Now, things that are really interesting and well received is with regards to TEMPLAR, TEMPLAR is about to unlock a whole new realm of possibilities that were unimaginable before. Now, let me explain what we've done and why it's a big fucking deal. No one pre-trains because pre-training is so expensive. Forget about the cost of the GPUs. You usually need to assemble the whole data center. That's why, until recently, training big models like 72B and above is left just to hyperscalers. But by being able to train models over the internet through adversarial parties, we unlock that whole new vertical. So what does that mean? People will start to experiment more in pre-training. Let's start from academia. I always laugh about this because most of the time, when academia tries to work on anything ML or AI, it's usually either very small models or the famous CIFAR data sets. So taking from this, we can extend academic budgets to real lifestyle and more realistic use cases. We can deepen the science. And we're already talking to people that, oh, can you help us train our model? Now, this is it's a bit of a higher climb because unlike fine-tuning or inference, it is not a market that existed before. The bigger the gains, the bigger the risk. And it's something we're very excited about going into. We'll talk to different labs, different, it's like, okay, what does this look like? What do the economics look like? What do then, we need to look at stuff like privacy and whatnot. But it's very exciting, and I'm excited to see that come forward. Our sessions are tomorrow, and Bittensor is well represented here. Like we literally thought we'd be the only ones, but there are people from Macrocosmos here, Silicon Juices here, people from Yuma here. So we've got a good following. Now, I think the one thing that again I will say is positive, even though I'm a girl that kills me, is detail is working because never in the history of Bittensor have subnets produced such high quality. I'm more than convinced that by next year, Bittensor would own NeurIPS. It's only a matter of time. That's if TALFlow doesn't kill all of us. That's pretty interesting, TEMPLAR. Grail has been well received. We've got an article coming out next week, which explains the work we've been doing on Grail, why it's important, and our progress so far. Now, this is more of a technical article, so we'll probably follow it up with a chaser to dumb it down for the everyday man. Now, finally, next week, we relaunch Basilica. We have, it's taken a lot, because it's okay to, I think it's okay to revise your estimates. So we undershot and overshot some stuff, but when Basilica comes back, one of the things I love the most about Basilica is going to be TALFlow oriented in that we will not be paying for idle computes, we will not be overpaying miners, and we will still drive the most efficient and effective AI native compute platform. So that's on the work. Even though I've been on planes for about half a week in the past 2 weeks, work is still going. We've also got something special coming. We've been working with the guys at Gradients to say, okay, it's not the final thing, but we're like, okay, how good is this model we've been training? So I think either today or sometime next week, we should have an early version of Covenant 72B. I think it's a checkpoint 2 that people can start to talk to. Now, it's not going to be ChatGPT, but it gives you a glimpse into what is possible. I think it's as good as GPT-3. But again, like we say, that gap keeps closing. The next iterations of training, we would be focusing on maybe a smaller model, but we'll be really shooting for SOTA. 72B was just to build our credentials and show that, look, this is like, because again, a lot of the SOTA models that are being produced now, they are small models because you can do a lot more with small models. But for us, we had to test, okay, does the tech work, communication efficiency, and more importantly, can we converge as well as centralized stringing? For that, I think we're smashing out of the ballpark. And again, for decentralized pre-training, there is no startup in the world that is as far ahead as TEMPLAR. I can invite Evan on stage to say a couple of things about what he's been cooking for Basilica. Okay, he's been invited. Okay, cool. We do have articles, we do have blogs coming out. Evan, can you speak slowly and tell everyone what you've been cooking for the past month?
Okay. All right, I'll try. So, yeah, what have we been doing, man? I was looking at the lines of codes that both Kenil and I wrote, and I think like 40% of the code base must have been rewritten or something. So what did we do? We did a lot of things. We pretty much solved the supply issue. If users need compute, they will have it. This unlocks pretty much, I mean, you could say infinite scale, but I'm technical. I can never say infinite. But yeah, we unlocked pretty much a scale that the more users that we have, the more we can sell, and that will never be an issue anymore. We unlocked a new dynamics where the miners can compete with the market and not arbitrage the compute, which hopefully will unlock bigger deals. Pretty much, data centers will find a profitable model to join the aim. And we unlocked a kind of serverless compute.
No. That's where, because it's the way compute networks run, and it's not even just Bittensor, it's absolutely crazy, is, hey, miner, let me pay you 50% more to compact your compute with us. So we all bitch about TileFlow, but Bittensor, detail evolves, we evolve, and it sharpens the blade. It makes us think, why the fuck are we costing this waste? So our compute isn't going to be the cheapest, our compute is going to be the best. So that's what we want to compete on. And it's quite brave when you think about it, because, I've always thought that, okay, why can't Amazon sell H100s at $9 while NeoCloud sell them at about $240 an hour? Obviously, we're not AWS, but I think we owe it to everyone to push further. So I don't want to compete on cheap compute, because if you look at what we're doing, we're not really a mining organization. Miners can do cheap compute. We basically build stuff and we try to productionize stuff. Take, for example, if you use cheap compute for training, it doesn't work well, or you have containers and not proper VMs. So for us, we're targeting the high spec of the market. Obviously, we might do discounts sometimes, but there wouldn't be this Ponzi effect of like, hey, give me, using $1 to using $1 and taking 15 revenue from the protocol. So that's very interesting. And the serverless stuff is interesting too, but we need a whole new TGIF for that. So Basilica is going to get to 0.5. Don't worry about that. Yeah, so I think we've touched all the bases. It feels really good to be out in the big bad world. I look forward to speaking to everyone next week. Thank you very much, Thank you for your attention to this matter, and have a good week, guys. Bye.
Bye.